Yesterday, we decided to take a tour down to a town south of Da Nang called Hoi An, Vietnam. We met up with a driver just outside of our hotel and we reached a price and he agreed to drive us down there and bring us back when we were finished. So we took the drive from Da Nang down to Hoi An, which was about a 30-minute drive. We passed by a lot of different things, including these beautiful rice fields just as you were going into Hoi An. You could see the people out there working them as we entered into the town. Hoi An is quite a large city, but we actually went to what they call the Ancient Town or the Old Town. This is a preserved town, is actually in 1999 was declared or named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The bridge you're about to see is a Japanese covered bridge that was actually built in the 16th century. It connects the Japanese and the Chinese quarters. We'll talk a little bit more about the bridge later on in the evening. The reason Hoi An was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1999 was due to its exceptional preservation of ancient structures and cultural traditions. The city's architecture reflects a blend of indigenous and foreign influences, including Chinese temples, Japanese bridges, and French colonial buildings. There's many things to do in the old town, including tailor shops. Hoi An is famous for its skilled tailors who create custom-made clothing in a short period of time. Hoi An was a key trading hub between the 15th and 19th centuries, attracting merchants from China, Japan, India, and Europe before it saw its decline. Today, you can still take rides along the riverfront here and will be approached many times as you're walking through by people attempting to get you to take a 30-minute boat ride. This home is known as the Ton Key House, and it was built in the late 18th century by a wealthy Vietnamese merchant family. It has been owned by 7 generations of the same family and is one of the most well-preserved of ancient homes in Hoi An. There is a small fee to enter, which we chose not to pay, but if you're interested, you can purchase tickets there at the door. As we walked around, there were several of these men carving these small faces out of wood. I'm sure there's some significance to it, but we're uncertain what that was. This is known as the Museum of Trade Ceramics. It's located in an ancient home here in Hoi An that was built back in the 19th century. It has a collection of over 400 artifacts, and many were found from shipwrecks near or around Hoi An. It showcases some of the blue and white porcelain, intricate bowls, plates, and decorative vases that were traded across the world. There also is a small fee to go inside, but if you just step in the front door and talk with them about a ticket, you can actually see a lot of the buildings inside, and it has a few display cases actually here in the front where you can actually see some of the, there's a ship, I guess a replica there, as well as some of the blue and white pottery or porcelain that you'll see over here in this cabinet. So it's a nice place to stop by and take a look. Hoi An is home to several ancient temples. Some of them were built back in the 1400s actually. In this particular one, I was more interested in the flowers that they had. I guess this is some type of cacti here in these tall vessels. These probably reached a good 8 or 9 foot tall, and zoom in here you can see just how dangerous those could be if you actually tried to touch them or grab them. They were beautiful. I love the blue paint on these buildings. It was so vibrant. I don't think the camera is probably doing it justice. And then I walked over and saw some other plants here, and this pot with this, I guess it was a stump growing in it. Looked like it had new leaves coming out, but it had fish in it also, which is just always interesting to me how they do that here. Okay, we turned the corner and this is what they call their day market. And I'm not sure what it was, if it was just due to being so crowded, too much noise, the smells. There was a lot of seafood vendors, a lot of seafood on display, and it just kind of got to me, and it was hot, it was crowded, it was not my scene, so we didn't stay very long, but you could definitely get a little bit of everything. This lady here was, I guess, bagging up rice by the pound or however she was selling it. I'm sure it was kilogram, but there's another one of the mask makers or little face makers. Again, still not sure what that is. This is another temple. Actually, maybe the back side of the same temple we were in because of the cactus, but these were the doors that I thought were very unusual, very pretty, how they were painted. We stopped by this restaurant called Tiger, and here you're about to see Russell getting some help from the waitress. She helped him figure out exactly what to do with the dish that he had ordered, and it was some kind of rice paper pancake thing wrapped up in rice paper, dipped into this peanut sauce, which he thoroughly enjoyed, he said. This time it was really hot, and we were just glad to get some refreshment. This was right downstairs at Tiger, and one of their lanterns light bulbs had gone out, so I guess someone come up with the idea that they thought this was safe, and it was a little scary to watch, but he survived. This is along the river at night. It's just starting to get dusk now, and you can see a lot of the crowds are gathering for this lantern, I guess you would call it a parade of lanterns. Even our restaurant had some hanging from the trees, which were beautiful. I think everyone could probably agree that the number one attraction to Hoi An would probably be what you're seeing right now on the screen. And this would be what I would call the Lantern Boat Festival. It happens each night. You can actually purchase tickets to ride on the lantern boats. As you notice, each boat has 1 to 2 lanterns on it. But you can also purchase, if you'll notice, the little small paper floating lanterns in the water. And it says that they can do that. Basically, you're making a wish for good luck and happiness when you do it. And there's women along the shore there that are selling them. Not very much. I think they were 10,000 dong last night, which would be less than 50 cents a piece. And it's kind of neat because the ladies have a pole with a little net on the end of it, and I guess you light the candle and they'll put it in the water for you. So it was very beautiful. The camera and video here does not do it justice, and we kind of filmed before it was completely dark, but I don't exactly know how long this goes on, for quite some time, but we wanted to definitely be able to get some decent video for you guys. As we were leaving, we came across this guy sitting on the ground painting, and he just makes it look so easy, but it was really interesting to stand there and watch him just for a couple of minutes. You think you have to have all of these grand tools and studios to produce artwork like this, and he's sitting on a mat barefoot on the sidewalk of a hot street, and he is pumping out the artwork for sure. It was beautiful. Okay, now we are approaching the Japanese covered bridge again. I think I mentioned earlier it was built in the 16th century, and it was to connect the Japanese and Chinese quarters of Hoi An. It is built primarily of wood, but is on a stone foundation. It offers shade and protection from the rain. It actually houses a small temple inside. About midway through, you're walking over the bridge. You can see there to the right there in that shot, there was a little hallway. It appears on Vietnam's $20,000 dong banknote, which is interesting. So I guess the answer to our question, the title of the video, did we think Hoi An was worth it? Hoi An was very pretty as far as what we saw in the Old Town. We obviously stayed in the Old Town the entire time. It looks like a large city, and I'm sure there's a lot to explore there. Would I make an effort to go back? Probably not. I did not like being, approached by the vendors as frequently as we were. It almost made me feel like we were on a cruise ship docking in Mexico. If you've ever been there and done that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, give Hoi An a try if you feel like it. I would say at least a day in the Old Town or half a day walking around and see what your thoughts are. If you've been there and I missed something, please let me know. But we appreciate you all watching. Thank you and have a blessed day.